Hi, I'm Tim from the Freed Family Farm, and I thought we'd give you a little update today from Seed Starting Central again, here in our basement. Yeah, so today we're going to give a little update about some of the plants that we've started already, and some of the plants that we're going to start. I'm going to start a few more plants today again, and also going to do some moving around of things and trying to set up and expand our area for our growing. So since last time, we've had quite a few plants starting to sprout up. You can see a few behind me. There's some cabbage back there that's growing. There's some green cabbage and some red cabbage here, and I'll show you closer up here in a bit, as well as some cauliflower and some lettuce that we've got started. And then today I'm also going to start some spinach and some kale and some broccoli. I think those are the main goals of what I'm going to start today. And we'll see, I might try to get a little bit more lettuce as well, depending on how things go. And then, because we are expanding and so much more than we've done before, we've done more trays of things than we had before. And so we have used up all the space that we have with lights and stuff ready. So I'm going to try to do some clever stuff and moving some lights around to their new locations. I've ordered more, but they haven't come yet. And so we're going to do a bit more there and kind of see what I can do and how we can do. So come along and check us out. All right. Okay. So we have just a quick look here at our cabbage. And we use, Brunswick cabbage is our green cabbage, and we can get some real big ones here, and it's really cool. We have quite a few sprouts here that are going, and then over here is our red cabbage, and we don't have as many sprouts yet on this. It's been, I think a week and a half or so since I planted it, so I'm hoping that we can get some more sprouts so that we can have enough. So you can kind of see our setup here. As we go, we have shelves with our lights and our plants. So I'll just kind of go down to the next one here. We have some strawberries. I had picked these up as runners and kind of put them in pots in the fall. And then when I transplanted my strawberries, I didn't get them all transplanted. There's another set of strawberries. We just didn't have room in the spots that we had yet. And so I was like, I'll try to winterize them, and ended up just leaving them outside well into January. And so they were completely frozen, and I brought them in, and they are mostly all recovered. We'll see. I think that I'll be able to find some room for them. And then as we go down a little bit further here, this is the lettuce that we planted in our last video. And you can see here, the Arctic King doing well, crisp mint doing well, and the Devil's Ear, the red lettuce, not doing well. You can see, if you remember last time, I had spilled some, and that is very clearly the crisp mint that I had spilled last time, and not the Devil's Ear. And there's not any sprouting there. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. But that is kind of what it looks like here on this shelf with all of the things that we've got going here. This is some cauliflower that my girls helped me plant here in this one. And you can see that that's sprouting still, maybe not as high of percentage as I'm wanting. But yeah, and then here we have a couple of varieties of cauliflower. Last year we used an heirloom, and it didn't give us quite what we wanted. So this year we're trying some hybrid and some heirloom, and we'll kind of compare two different varieties. That's what we have going here. And just a quick look at our setup here. So I do have a fan here that runs, kind of blowing on them to try and help keep so that it doesn't collect mold and algae and such, that kind of keep the soil fresh as it stays moist here too. But yeah, this is what our cauliflower setup looks like. And here we have, these are the new shelves that we've gotten for this year. See, I'm already utilizing them some, But we're going to, I got these during the fall last year when I saw there was somebody who just had a bunch of shelves and things out for sale in their house as they were moving. And so I got these pretty cheap, and they're not quite as, see, going this way, they're not quite as wide as the other shelves this way, but then they are wider this way, so I can hold trays going this way instead, and I'm going to run lights across here, and hopefully I can get some of that done today and maybe show you at least a little picture of what we're going to do there. Yeah. Okay, that didn't take me quite as long as I thought it might. All I was doing was moving some of the lights and the plants over to this location back behind me here, so that we can have room by the heat mats where I have for new starts that I'm going to work on now. And so you can see here, I just moved the broccoli and cauliflower over, sorry, not the broccoli, the cauliflower and the cabbage to this spot here, these wire racks. And you can see that I have them just kind of 2 racks connected across with the lights going across. And we'll see how well that works. I'm hoping that it works pretty well, and we can kind of see where we go from here. Okay, so I've got now my setup. I'm gonna start putting in the soil and the things that I need in order to get some of my other starts going. So you can watch a little bit here. I'm gonna do a little bit of work, and we'll cut in and we'll show you how we do, all right? And again, this is similar to the lettuce. When we did that, I'm trying to fill all of these up here. And then we're using, for the starts we're doing this time, we're using the 4-celled pots here, and those are going to then be easier to, they're a little bit bigger. Hopefully we won't have to up pot them before having to put them out. And also, as we sell at market, we're thinking some of the things that we're planting, the broccoli plants, and then the cauliflower and the cabbages, we might be able to sell some of the starts. And we figured with how much they cost to go and how much we make off of them, we figure it's easier just to sell them maybe in 4-packs rather than potting and selling individual plants like maybe we do for more of our tomatoes and peppers. So that's kind of what we're doing here. I'm just spreading the soil out here, then I'll get the seeds and we will continue on from there. Trying to make sure that I get it all, each hole well filled here. Back in just a minute with the seeds. All right, I got the soil in for all of my starts here, and so I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the seeds in. And the first tray is gonna be completely broccoli. We're trying a new hybrid, Imperial is what's this called. I'm gonna try and put about two seeds in each one, which with 48 cells here, that's going to be almost this whole pack of seeds. And if I keep going like I did with more than 2 per, it might just use them all up here. But I'm just gonna keep going here, dropping these seeds in here, just like so. There we go. I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to do seeds also. I have another hybrid variety that I'm wanting to try, and also the heirloom variety that we've used in the past as well. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to keep going with this, and I'll let you know. I'll catch up just in a minute. Next, I'm going to do my spinach, and I'm doing 2 varieties of spinach. One is a true spinach. It's this Bloomsdale. And then the other is a fun multicolored spinach. It's called amaranth, and we love these spinaches. We really like the purple colors that we can get from this. We actually haven't had as much luck with the Bloomsdale before. We're hoping that we can get some more of that going here today. So I'm going to go ahead and get these seeds here planted. There's quite a bit of a difference between the two seeds here. These ones here, and again, these are saved from a couple years ago. So I'm going to do multiple per cell here in hopes of getting several here. In hopes that they will all sprout, or we'll get some in each cell to sprout. So, like I said, yeah, we do save our seeds from year to year, understanding that they are less likely to germinate the older the seeds are. So we will keep, but we have the extra seeds from last year, so we might as well keep on using those up just a bit more each time. Yeah, these spinaches are a lot of fun. Bringing that purple spinach to market and selling it there, people get excited and think, wow, that's pretty cool. And these, we like the purple one, the amaranth, because that's more heat tolerant. And I know it's kind of crazy already to be thinking about heat and getting too hot for our garden, but that's going to be coming here soon. And so these are more heat tolerant and can withstand the Iowa summer quite a bit more. And you can see that these seeds quite a bit smaller here. And these are more on the surface. It's going to be just kind of put them on and press them in here. It's going to be harder to see where I have and haven't, going mostly by feel here, whether or not the seeds go in. And here we go, here we go. And as I get these in, I'm going to press down again to get these just kind of just below the surface here, pressed in really, really well. And there we go. So I'll bury the Bloomsdale. I'll get these ones pressed in here, just kind of pressing into the surface. And then, of course, as we have our the cover over our seeds to help them sprout, that'll help it stay moist even on the surface. And we water, like I said before, we kind of lift these out. We can lift these out and water in under and then put it back to water. But then I also like to spray the surface too. That helps keep it moist, so it wicks up water from underneath, but then the surface can still kind of dry out sometimes. That's why we do that. With the dome on to start them, it does all right. Getting these going here. I did get the broccoli all the way done and in. I'll show you those here in a bit. With just one more thing left, and that being the kale that I'm going to do right now. Today I'm going to get a little bit more soil in there. All right. Getting that in here. Okay, and next we have kale. We use dwarf Siberian kale. It seems to be one that has worked pretty well for us. It doesn't get too big. Its leaves we're kind of like a moderate. Some leaves are really flat, some are really curly. We like kind of in the middle for our kale. And we use kale a lot. We put them in our eggs all the time when we make scrambled eggs. So I'm just putting a few in. This is a bit older packet again, so I'm putting several in per cell here as we go. Trying to go quickly to get this done. Yeah, and this is the last one I'm going to do today. I'll show you in a bit how we have our setup again if you haven't seen it yet. we'll have these going too, ready to go in our garden, and we're excited. We actually just finished, we had frozen a bunch of kale for use through the winter. And unfortunately, we just finished our kale from last year, so we are excited to get this going. And we are sad because we know that we will not have kale for a little while to eat. Hopeful that this goes fairly quickly. We can start getting kale soon enough. So again, just gonna put the extra seeds back in we didn't use. Press these in, kind of bury them a little bit here. And we'll be excited to go with that. Then I'll kind of show you in a minute here what we do. Just get these pressed down and buried there. So let's see here. There we go. That's kind of how we do it, how we do our plant starts. See, and then I didn't show you with the others, but I do a tag, just a handmade tag that we use, and I put it in here. And then, let me see here. Then I'll put this dome right over top. And I'll show you how our setup goes here in a sec. Here are the broccolis that I have, just in the other room here. But we have these in the propagation trays ready to go here. And I had added already some water underneath in hopes that that will be enough moisture, and it will. And here in a few days, we will have it going, and hopefully we'll have our lights too. Well, thank you for joining me today. I hope that you're able to kind of see just a little bit more about how our seed starting works and our process and how we have things set up. And yeah, you can see behind me, it's still snowing. But that's all right. When it's snowy out, we can still get started inside with our seeds for the year. And yeah, so we are excited, looking forward to seeing what happens. And of course, we'll update you soon on all the exciting things. So thank you for joining us today. Have a great day.